everybody, it's Patrick here, and today I'm going to take you through some of the gear that you need for triathlon. I'll talk about a simple setup to more advanced setup as far as gear is concerned, and then I'll also show you, I've got a couple bikes behind me, a road bike and a triathlon bike, and show you a couple different setups in transition so that you know when you get to a race what you need to do and how you need to set up your gear in order to have a nice efficient transition and enjoyable race, because that's what we all want to have. Now I just want to make this point that you don't need to have a fancy road bike or a fancy triathlon bike. I did my first 2 years in triathlon on a mountain bike with baggy shorts and a t-shirt and goggles and a swim cap, and that's how I did my races, and just a pair of running shoes. Simple, fun. Do come to the race with what you have and enjoy it, and it's easy to kind of get caught up in that, well, you know, oh, I don't have this gear or that gear, oh, I just won't do the race. Just come out and try it. That's what it's about. So I encourage you to do that. So again, I'm going to flip this camera around. We're going to go through some basic gear to more advanced gear, and then to setups from a simple setup to a more advanced setup. If you have any questions, please let me know at patrick@endurancejourney.com. Okay, thanks, and we'll talk to you soon. That I recommend. Okay, so here I have on this table, I have set out a bunch of gear that you can use for a triathlon. I'll go through some different setups. First, let's talk about the clothing you'll wear for the actual race. There's 3 types of setups that I recommend. One is, the first one and most simple is just having a basic t-shirt and a pair of swim shorts. So if you look here, just move that helmet out of the way. So there's a cycling jersey that I have. You can just wear a t-shirt too, but why I like a cycling jersey as a top, because it full zips, so it's much easier to get into. So remember, you're coming out of the water and you're going to be a little bit wet, so putting that top on, it's easier if you have a full zip versus having to put a shirt over top your head. Sleeveless is better, then you don't have to pull your arms through something, but again, drying off in transition helps with that. The next setup here is a traditional triathlon setup. So this is, you got your swim bottoms here, which are tri shorts here, and then your tri top. So the tri top zips down 3/4 and is sleeveless. Then your tri shorts have a little chamois in the middle. Again, they're sort of a lycra spandex material. So those are kind of the clothing options. And the last one is a little more advanced. This one is called triathlon suit or a speed suit. So it covers the arms, short sleeve, has a chamois in the bottom, but it's one full unit. So basically a onesie. So you're wearing that, and that one is really the most aerodynamic, fastest setup that you can have in triathlon. A little more expensive, obviously. So again, those are the 3 types of setups that you'll see. Typically with a shirt, you'll just be wearing your bathing suit underneath. And that's the simplest one. Then you move to the tri bottoms, tri top. And then lastly, the speed suit or tri suit is the next version. Now, a couple of things, nice things to have in your gear bag. Obviously running shoes. These running shoes have speed laces. So these are like little bungee laces here. That are elastic, so allow you to slip your feet in, just have a little clasp at the top, allow you to tighten it really quickly, so way faster than having to tie your shoes. So much easier option there. A couple hat options, a visor or a hat, keep the sun off your head. A little towel here is nice to have in your transition area, just so your setup is allow you to dry off and wipe your feet off. Having a nice floor pump too is nice to own, just because you always want to be able to pump up your tires to the right pressure. That gauge right there and looking at the sidewall of your tire will tell you how much PSI or pounds per square inch you need to pump up your tire. So when you're pumping up, that will tell you what the air pressure need is at the time. Helmet, again, little option with the helmet. You want to make sure that it has a number inside, and you can see that number there. That will tell you that it's an actual certified and tested helmet, so that's important for triathlon. You need to know that. And then race belt here, so that's where you put your race number on for the race. Those are handy to have as well. So the race number just attaches in there and this clips around your waist. Other things that are nice to have, chamois cream or lube to put in your parts, around your parts, because you want to take care down there. Chafing is not a nice thing to have, so you want to prevent that. And a good sunscreen there is always good to have. For the swim, the basics, you're going to have a swim cap that usually the race will provide for you, but it's always good to bring your own, especially if you're going into cold water. Having an extra swim cap will help keep your head warm. 2 options of goggles. I always like to bring 2 pairs to a race in case one breaks right before the race. You have a second pair, but this is a clear lens here, and then this one's a tinted or polarized lens, which helps to see when it's really bright outside, whereas this one's good if it's overcast. Again, some options there. Here are some cycling shoes. Okay, again, not necessary. You can just ride with the pedals, feet on the pedals in the running shoes. That works just fine. But again, these are cycling shoes which allow your foot to be connected to the pedal longer, so you can put more power to the pedal throughout the pedal stroke. So that's where cycling shoes are nice and come in handy. And lastly, just some more advanced things. If you ever do an open water swim, a couple options of wetsuits. You can have a full wetsuit, which is in front here with the arms. That's the fastest option and also the one that will keep your body the warmest. The second is the sleeveless wetsuit. Again, allows a bit more range of motion through the shoulders. Some people find them a bit more comfortable, not as fast, don't keep you as warm. So a couple options there for swim gear. There's also something called a swim skin, which is shaped much like these tri-suits here, but they're meant primarily just for swimming. So put this material on that wicks and goes through the water quite nicely and is very aerodynamic, and you just wear it for the swim, then peel it off. Those are options, fancy advanced options if you're in a race which the water temperature is too warm to allow wetsuits in open water. It gives you a little bit of an advantage there. So there you have it. There's some plain simple gear. If you want to keep it to the most simple, hat, towel, running shoes, top, swim shorts, chamois cream, sunscreen, race belt, cap, goggles, boom, go to your race. Way to go. The other thing that I don't have here that you'll need or want to have are some sunglasses. So those are nice to have, obviously, just to keep the sun out of your eyes when you're riding and also on the run. So there's your basic setup and gear. If you have any questions, just fire me one at patrick@endurancejourney.com.